nerds, just sitting around talking about stuff. The Burg nerds, this is the Burg nerds, just sitting around talking about shit.
Hello there, welcome to Burg Nerds, Central Kentucky's #1 podcast for all things nerdy and other stuff. Yeah, so
Nerdy and sweaty.
What?
It's all things nerdy and sweaty.
All things nerdy and sweaty. So
And rotund.
Sweaty.
All right, this is the first show, so we're going to introduce each other, I guess, and go around and talk about what we're into, and then we'll get to the stuff or the shit or get the scoop on the poop or whatever the hell we're doing. Okay. So, who are we starting with?
My name is Joe Waldridge, a.k.a. Monster Joe, a.k.a. Andros Terrace. Big fan of video games, all things technology, local nerd, geek, what have you.
I couldn't have said it better. That was perfect. I would have used those exact words to describe you.
Indeed.
I would have. I'm Jeremy, and I don't have any AKAs or anything. I'm into anything comic books, especially movies from the 80s, grindhouse cinema, the 70s and 80s, and fat chicks.
I like them too.
Me too.
You can be the fat chicks guy too.
All right.
Yeah. Who else we got here?
My name is Lee, philanthropist, part-time butcher. I love to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
I think it's safe to say we all like to party.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Video games, movies, music. Those are the things I'm into.
I would use those exact words to describe you. You did yourself justice.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You like video games.
Okay. I'm Jordan. I mainly a video game guy. Also, was into comics for a time when I was younger. Big into movies, not newer movies. They suck, most of them I've seen.
Cinema's dead.
Yeah. Mostly shit I grew up with. I wear the rose-tinted glasses a lot. And I cosplay occasionally. I make costumes occasionally. And currently making puppets and stuff. But mainly video games and stuff. And I know a little bit about music, I guess. So
See, I would have forgot to point that out. Costume and puppeteer extraordinaire.
No.
His Cookie Monster is the shit.
I just
down.
make
It
some
is quite
puppets.
good.
Okay, that's enough of that shit. So that's us. Joey, Jeremy, Lee, and Jordan. And let's get,
I guess we're going to get this
go.
ball rolling.
Let's go. Go.
All right, first off, before we get started, I'd like to point out that Spivey's here. How you doing, Spivey?
Hey.
You say hello?
Hello.
Okay. That's it, really. There's nothing. That's it. He doesn't have anything clever to say. He's rocking a beard now, and he kind of looks like
Trevor Phillips.
A little bit.
Trevor Phillips. Speaking of Trevor Phillips, what has everybody been playing lately?
Been busting some mad GTA 5.
GTA 5. It seems like every night we're on GTA 5. GTA 5 or alternating between GTA 5 and Minecraft, but
And Red Dead.
and Red Dead Redemption.
Redemption.
Love Red Dead.
Big Rockstar fan, I guess. That's starting to dwindle.
Yeah.
It seems as with each title they release, I've become less of a Rockstar fan.
Hackers are becoming more and more prominent in the game, and it's very obvious on Red Dead Redemption.
I've
Yes,
just gotten bored with GTA Online.
I have too, and it's because I think they're doing everything they can to make the game less fun. That's the only discernible goal that I can find out of anything when we play. Is that it seems like with every single update, it's like the people at Rockstar are
Well,
sitting
they're
around.
trying to adopt the goddamn free-to-play model for something you've already paid $60 for.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't fucking work.
And Jordan brought up a really good point about the microtransactions and how they're basically sucking every bit of the fun out of the game because
Yes.
you have to, when you play online, you have to spend time building a character. And it seems like with each update, the jobs that you have to perform, the duties and tasks,
With
etc.
every update, they are completely nerfing your experience and the payout, and it's just getting frustrating. So the only fun you have to make your own fun in that game at this point.
Which we are very good at.
You really do.
Water
and what's,
tower battles.
Yeah,
Blair County.
the dreaded Blair County water tower battle was one thing, and it just seems like you lose interest in it when they start. What they're wanting to do is they're wanting to sell these cash cards that I have a feeling no one is buying. I've never bought one. I know none of you guys.
I've read on forums that they have, but I'm not fucking doing it.
I refuse to. I mean, the company has made money hand over fist with this game, and they've decided to lower the payouts for all the jobs that you have to complete to level up your character. Because until your character's leveled up, the game really isn't worth a damn. Like, it doesn't really get fun until you get up there in the level. You start to lock in, things, making money, etc. And they want to push these cash cards so bad that with each update, they seem to be lowering payouts, and it's just a gigantic pain in the ass.
So we go
Granted,
back
our single player experience is great, but after a while, you can only do so much on single player. So going online is your next option.
Yeah.
So we've been going back on Red Dead.
That's why I sold the game. I had GTA 5, beat the storyline. I don't have Xbox Live, so
yeah, you don't play
really
online, do you?
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. The story was strong and it was a lot of fun, but it just seemed like I have no desire to go back and play it. Red Dead Redemption, I've played through
multiple times.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption is it's up there at the top of the list with one of the greatest games I've ever played.
Yep.
And the story mode, not only have I beaten the story mode 4 times now, I've gotten 100% complete 4 times, and that's just in story mode. Online mode, I've leveled out my character.
Well, it's almost 4 years later. We're still playing it.
Yeah, I mean that tells you something.
And I'm sure I can speak for many people in this room that are Rockstar fans and our online crowd. We are definitely looking forward to a new Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just worried that they're going to pull the same shit they have with
That's
GTA,
got me scared now.
It won't be fun.
All the shit they've done with GTA, I got a feeling they're going to start pulling it with.
Well, we're moving into that age where things cost so damn much, and they just keep trying to get us. I don't know.
Yeah, they just keep yanking that string.
Mid-tier games are dead. Pretty
Yes.
much, it's either indie or big ones, but I like indie games. But
I haven't been much into the indie games. I know
good ones.
Joey's been playing a lot of DuckTales lately.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I ask him about
the
it, what have you
DuckTales
been playing?
remaster is quite good.
Is
Makes
it?
you feel like you're 8 years old again.
Yeah, that's great. I need to actually get a hold of that.
Get it?
It's just a 2D side scroller, right?
Yeah.
You guys have any lunch?
Oh, Burger Beagle. Yeah.
But they've redone it in like a much better, like a high definition, and
Yeah.
have they re-recorded all the audio, or is
They brought all the original cast back. They weren't dead. There's two.
Right.
The people who did Gyro Gearloose and Gizmo Duck, they passed away.
Oh, that's.
But everybody
awful.
else is back.
That's good to hear.
It's wonderful.
And the 2D animation in this game is unlike anything you've seen on a lot of stuff. I mean, frame per frame, just excellent.
It flows really well as far as.
And the moon theme about made me cry.
I did.
Just brought back.
It really makes one desire to want a freaking new Mega Man game done in this engine.
No,
That's something I
Which will
never
never
got into. I never got into the Mega Man. I know you guys, Jordan
they're good.
and Joey, are big Mega Man fans.
But
I know Joey's a big Mega Man fan.
Yep.
In case you don't know, yeah. Oh God, Joey, yeah, he's the biggest one I know, other than Derek. So
Yeah.
And Derek's not here right now.
no,
So it's
Derek's
me.
in Orlando.
Fuck Derek. Who's Derek?
Me.
Derek's a friend of mine. Me and Eddie met at Dragon Con. They're good people. Love
Oh,
Derek.
right on.
Derek, Tammy, and his twin brother Philip.
So you're doing Dragon Con this year?
Gonna try to.
Me too. Maybe. Possibly. Sort of.
Yeah.
Possibly. I can't make myself do it. It's way too much money. Like, I stick to some
It
of the
is a
cons
lot.
around here, various horror movie cons and stuff like that. But I don't know. It just seems. I guess you don't really go there to shop either, though, do you?
Oh no, I haven't been in the dealer room in like 3-4 years.
See, that's what I enjoy. Like, when I go to a con, I like to
I get
hit the dealer room. Like, I like to purchase art. I like to purchase, comics, and I look for old movies that are really hard to find. Try to find, just obscure old horror titles and shit like that.
Unfortunately, Kentucky is sorely lacking on any type of outings for nerds and
It's
stuff.
getting better.
Lexington does have a
Lexington
Comic
Comic Con's
Con
getting bigger.
that occurs every year.
I actually have been. I went the first year. I missed it last year. I went the first year and I really enjoyed it.
It's getting bigger.
Yeah, I've heard
I wanna go this year.
they've expanded the floor space and stuff and started bringing in.
It's slowly building up. They're popping up. There's an anime one called SegoyCon in Fort Mitchell that gets a little bit bigger every year. So
I never even heard of that. I
well,
haven't heard of that
it's mainly anime. in video
yeah.
games. I'm not too much.
That's a
for
big
anime.
pass on that.
I know
But-
Louisville's having some kind of convention that some of the cast from The Walking Dead will be there.
Is that Fan Fest or?
It's
may be.
Fandom Fest. Yeah, it
Looking
used to
forward
be
to getting to meet Michael Rooker, possibly.
Michael Rooker,
Meryl Dixon.
the Rook.
He'll always be the dad. from
One of the
Mall-
most
Mallrats
underrated.
to me.
One of the most underrated actors of all time, I think. And what's sad is that not a single person knew who Michael Rooker was until he did The Walking Dead.
I did. He was, but I
you
only,
don't count. You're also
Oh,
you don't count. I'm talking about the normal
They
person.
got McMasters.
Yeah,
see, I always know him as the dad from Mallrats, though.
the dad from is that the character that stands out?
That's where I first saw him, and it's every time I see him. Well, now I see him as Merle.
Yeah.
But like before
Henry.
then, I was like, oh. But when he showed up as Merle, I was like, that's the dad from Mallrats. So.
And you see him as McMasters, Joey. See,
I
I'm
see
always
him as McMasters and Dixon. And I know you said, what, Henry?
Yes, Henry.
McMasters. is
Henry,
that-
Portrait of a Serial Killer.
He was a character in Tombstone.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was his name in Tombstone.
Yeah, it's McMasters. I see him as Henry every time I see him. Lee.
Hey,
Hi, Lee.
Hello.
hello.
Talkie.
On the subject of The Walking Dead, and this will have spoilers. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler. Stop listening now if you're not current on the
Or
on the television
don't.
show.
Or don't.
Or
just
don't.
care.
Or just listen and have the whole fucking
Spoilers are
series
fun.
spoiled for you.
I don't care.
Spoilers. Anyway,
Spoiler. Okay.
so who out of our devoted following, which we obviously have thus far,
Yes, definitely. Lots
is
of people.
who was devastated at the loss of the governor? I know it was just a tragedy. It was just horrible. He
I was
will be missed.
tore up, and I mean that. That's no sarcasm there. I thought he was an excellent villain.
I wasn't.
No,
I agree he was an excellent villain, but I don't think that he's needed to progress the show or the storyline.
yeah, I think it's time for him to hit the road.
Compared to the comic book series, I mean, he lasted a hell of a lot longer.
How'd he die? I'm curious.
In the comic books.
Nah,
in the
just
in the TV
whatever.
show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're not current, are you?
No. I
He
don't.
he was gunned down.
He made a new camp. He took over a camp.
Yeah,
that Rodriguez was running. Killed Rodriguez, took over, and
I
then
don't
they,
even know who that is.
and then they invaded the prison. And
Yeah, he pulls up
got-
with a tank
yeah,
and invades the prison. So this season has just been for the fucking birds. It's been awful.
Oh,
And-
has it been like the first half of the second season was?
well, they
I
tried this shit with some kind of virus that was taking over and making everyone at the prison sick.
Uh,
And I spent the whole season hoping that they were going to just please make the mid-season finale, because AMC splits all the seasons now.
right.
They did it with the last season of Breaking Bad. They do it with Walking Dead, etc. And I said, please make the this mid-season finale worth it, because this season's just been shit. Like, it's just been a whole bunch of who gives a shit dying.
Been very slow.
Slow.
Yeah, characters you didn't know the names of just dying, did not give one shit about,
Yeah,
and they did not disappoint. I'll say they didn't disappoint. The mid-season finale was awesome.
well, my favorite characters have been dead for a while, so I don't know.
I have
haven't
to say,
had
I
much-
was more upset over Herschel dying than I was the governor.
Yeah, it was
That's-
pretty bad. It's just like
There's no
you
reason for
almost
me to
knew-
watch it now. There really isn't. Dale's fucking dead.
He said, "Spoiler alert."
I know.
he. But
No,
yeah,
I don't care. I know. I don't care.
With the loss of Herschel, the governor, he really stepped up, because you think he has all this pent-up hatred and anger against Michonne, but instead he takes out somebody really more vital to the group. So, and he suffered for a little while. But
Why'd
he
they cut
finished
that
him
old
off.
man leg off?
It was
Why he
heartbreaking.
cut off that old man's leg.
It was heartbreaking. He cuts his throat with a sword, right? With Michonne's sword.
Mm-hmm.
And then he doesn't die. Like, he lays there
Oh.
gurgling, an old man, sad old man gurgle. It was,
With unlimited ammo.
but he did have unlimited. He didn't have his gun, but he had unlimited ammo.
He,
He
was
brought
in
it
God
from
mode.
he brought it
We-
from the farmhouse.
We told you about that though, didn't we?
What's that?
About like that one night we were watching it and Joey was gonna. It was the episode where they cut Herschel's leg off. Did we?
Yeah, he got bit pretty
Yeah.
bad, and then at the Talking Dead at the end of the episode, they're like, "Give us a call and let us know how you feel." And I wanted to call and go, "Hey man, why they cut off that old man's leg?"
He didn't get through. He didn't call though.
Oh, damn it! They did, but back on subject. They did. I thought the mid-season finale was excellent. It was pretty much a fucking gunfight the entire episode.
And people are honestly wondering if the governor's really dead. This is something that's been talked about online, whether or not the woman shot him or what happened, but I honestly think he's probably dead.
I think it was quite clear, even though you didn't see the final shot.
Well, he's ran his course. I think.
Subsequent cutaway.
Because we all know that Andrea really isn't dead because those characters last for fucking ever.
If Andrea's not dead, then I don't think I want to watch The Walking Dead anymore.
I got really sick of her.
She's the only character that died. Like even the no names that were nobody who had no like essential part in progressing the plot. Like the no names that died, I was actually sadder when they died than when Andrea.
I laughed my ass off when Lori died.
We're still looking for the little girl at this point, right?
What?
No, God.
Yeah.
No, when Lori died,
catch up.
I was watching it and I was like, she dead?
Yeah.
Oh, I like fucking laughed.
And then
Well,
she
Rick
got
didn't
ate.
like her either.
I've
He
been
was
wanting
stabbing
her.
the
I
zombie.
wanted her to die forever.
Now a lot of people like the way Lori died in the television show as opposed to the comic.
She got shot in the back, didn't she? And fell on the baby.
Yeah, she got I think she got shot through the baby.
It's a baby.
They shot her through the baby. Like she was.
You know CPS took my baby.
CPS took her
baby.
Y'all got fiestas. She was leaving the prison when the governor came back to take over his hostile takeover of the prison, and either it was the governor or one of his men. She winds up getting shot, and I think they shot the baby too.
I thought she fell on it.
She might have fell. That was like 70 issues ago. So from this point,
It's a baby.
I didn't like this. They tried to make it too complex. Like if somebody would have walked up with a double barrel shotgun and stuck it to her face, that would have been just as noble an ending to her as her, giving birth and
I hated her so much.
Rick hated her too.
He
hated her freaking guts because when he found the zombie that ate her, he was stabbing its stomach over and over.
And then he heard the phone ring.
Yeah, I think he was giving it a high five. He was like, "I'm glad you got hold of that bitch. I was getting tired of hearing her mouth."
She's such a bitch that she's in his mind all the time.
Yeah, but I like the little subtle changes. Like it seems like AMC has to change, like whatever they can. Like in the comic book, it was Dale who lost his leg, not Herschel. And it seems like the people at AMC were like, I really like the idea of a person with gray hair losing their leg, but we don't want to do it like the comic. So, is there anybody else got gray hair? What about this Herschel character? Okay, he can lose his fucking leg. It seemed like they were kind of nitpicking, pulling at something. They were like, we like that idea, we just don't want to use it exactly. Maybe they won't pick up on it.
Like I said, I'm just tired of the people I like dying. So.
Well, that's
key and point is like the character Axel. He had potential to be a good.
Yeah, I really liked Axel, and it did.
And his brains got sprayed.
But yeah, you saw that. Well, if you read the comics, you saw that coming. Because he met pretty much the same end in the comics. He was killed in the comics.
Like a lot of things to catch up on comics, I just go up on Wikipedia and get a summary.
Sometimes that's better. It's cheaper. It's certainly cheaper.
So.
But I've not read any comics. I think I got up to issue 104 or something like that. I think that's the last. I'm not current on the comics.
I know February 9th. It seems like a year away.
Is that when the second half of the season starts?
I think it's February 9th. I know it's sometime in February.
Yeah, it's less than a month at this point.
So what's going to happen? Anybody got any predictions for the upcoming season? The upcoming half of the season?
Rick's baby's going to be a zombie.
Merle and Durrell.
Some left on the bus.
The walking Daryl.
Some left on foot.
The walking Durrell.
You're going to have, some searching for others. You're going to have kind of 3 or 4 different storylines kind of branching out.
Yeah.
Whether they tie them back together or not, that's to be seen.
I got a feeling old Rick's going to be looking for Carol.
I don't know. I think Merle's going to take off looking, or not Merle, but Daryl rather is going to take off looking. Because they were kind of sweet each other.
Named Durrell.
Merle
Durrell. She has gray hair. Why didn't she lose her leg?
I'm not surprised they didn't look into that. Like we can totally make it. They're like, come on, no, it's got to be a guy. A woman losing her leg, that's just ridiculous. That don't happen in the real world with zombies.
The really real world.
I got a prediction.
There ain't no coming back.
I got a prediction for the next half of the season. Actually, it's not a prediction. It's more like a wish. I wish they would just go ahead and kill off Daryl And not because I don't like Daryl. I like his character a lot.
They won't do it.
But I just want to see all the middle-aged women
You want to
just
see
completely
the internet explode.
Yes, I want to see the internet blow up, like right when I'm on it. I want it to explode.
That's why they won't get rid of him. Too many people like him.
Because in the end, it's only going to be the walking Daryl.
The walking Daryl. I want to see him go, and I want to see, like, I want to check their ratings. Like, I want to check the ratings on the episode before Daryl dies.
They're not going to get rid of him because they made their own game about him. That awful.
Now, there is
Activision
hearsay
I heard it was bad.
about not necessarily Daryl dying, but he may be not a key element in the episodes due to the possibility of Boondock Saints 3 being in production.
Ah. See, I didn't know they were doing, it was going to be a trilogy.
It's a hearsay.
I never saw the second one. I saw the original. The original I enjoyed a lot, but I don't know. I just want to see him die so the internet will blow up and everybody will. No one's going to stop watching. Let's face it. If Daryl dies, there's going to be memes that say, I'm not watching Walking Dead anymore because Daryl's dead, etc.
I laid off of it
Like
because
Family Guy when Brian,
Yeah.
quote unquote, died.
Yeah, but Brian could die. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't really. I love
But
Family
the internet
Guy.
did. I mean, there was a lot of backlash for that reason.
And all the people, if Daryl dies, they're just gonna. I'm
Carl
not watching
dead.
it anymore, and they will. They're just.
Carl
gonna
is
fucking
infinite
watch
life.
I like
mode.
Carl. I didn't like Carl at first. He's grown on me.
I laughed when he got shot.
I think
I
everybody
did.
may have giggled when he got shot.
I didn't giggle. I full out fucking laughed. I guffawed.
it. He could guffaw.
I guffawed at the end of that episode. Shot went off. I went.
They got the deer too, though, right?
I don't know.
You know.
Otis, mate. I don't know.
Well, my prediction, outside of my wish that Daryl would die, and again, it's not because I don't like his character, it's just because I want to see the internet explode, as Lee put it, is I think they're gonna take out, because in the comic book, like, they took off after the prison or whatever, and a lot of them got split up, etc. A lot of them died, and I think they're gonna maybe move into a new territory, because in the comic book they moved. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the town they found. But it was actually like 4 city blocks or something that had been cordoned off or whatever from the Walking Dead, from the walkers. As it
The
were.
Walmart did.
No, it wasn't Woodbury. It was a new town. It was ran by a guy. It was right outside of D.C., and it was ran by a guy who was a former politician in
The
D.C.
constable.
Yeah, constable.
The Chancellor.
It was set in Great Britain.
Chancellor.
Was it Constable Markwell?
It might have been.
Could be.
But I think they're going to touch on that probably. I mean, I don't unless they. I'd kind of like to see them go back on the road because the show seemed a whole lot more exciting.
They
when
got to
were.
develop new characters too. I mean,
Yeah, well, you
kill
can't.
them off. You kind of have to.
Yeah,
fill
you can't
back
kill
in.
off like 10 or 12 characters and not replace them. Well, a lot of them you can because they got paid like in cheese sandwiches to come do a walk-on role
I
and then get
love
killed.
cheese sandwiches.
I knew you did. That's why
And
I
I
brought
like
that
the
up.
party.
I like the party.
He does like the party.
I like
Party,
Joey likes the party.
Let's all have a party.
So that's my opinions on it. Anybody else have any predictions on where The Walking Dead's going to go in the second half?
I don't care.
I just completely lost
I
interest.
haven't. I think the last one I watched, I think, was the mid-season premiere of the 3rd season. I think.
Really?
Has there been 4 seasons?
This currently in the 4th season?
Yeah, I think I watched the mid-season premiere of the 3rd one,
Yeah.
and then I ate cake and had sex with my girlfriend.
In that order.
All right.
Actually, in that order, I think I had a
While
little more
having
cake
sex
after
with
I
that.
think that was the same day I ate
So he
cake
had
and had sex
sweet
with your
tits.
girlfriend.
Yes, this is a delicious chocolate raspberry cake.
Yeah?
Was
Yeah,
it
it was
a tort?
I wasn't told
Nobody
anything
likes
about
raspberries.
What?
I don't know.
Was it a tort? Yeah, it was a tort.
It was a
it.
tort.
Tort.
Yeah.
Live. So Jordan, something interesting happened to you. The other weekend,
Did it?
The other weekend
I don't.
at White Castle,
Oh God.
and I thought it would be good to share the story.
Everybody's
because-
heard it. Oh, but our faithful listeners for this one haven't heard it.
Yeah, all one of our listeners.
All us.
Yeah, it's pretty much just us
Okay,
panning over because
whatever.
we're in love with our voices.
All right, I was coming down here to do something, and I love my White Castle dearly.
You
Almo-
do, that's true.
Almost got some tonight, but that
That
would
is
have been a bad idea.
100% verified. He loves White Castle.
Yeah.
Yes, Love White Castle.
That's when he's talking about getting some.
Yeah, it's
White
not.
Castle.
It's not vaginas. It's sliders, and sometimes it's vaginas.
Huh?
So you. Were at
Anyway,
White Castle.
yes.
About the story.
I was leaving and was going to my car to put them in my trunk, and traffic was stopped.
Then what happened?
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Traffic was stopped, and somebody honked. I looked up, and somebody was waving. I waved back. It's like, hey, how you doing? Go to put my little burgers in the trunk. Excuse me.
Which I'm going to stop you right there.
Mm-hmm.
You keep a lot of food in your trunk.
Yes, I do. If you
Any
know-
particular reason why it's not like riding shotgun, or did the burgers say something to you on the
'Cause
way
I-
out that kind of made you angry?
Because I
so you put them
smoke
in
in
the
my car and ash may get on it.
That's okay.
So
That's-
there you go.
Fair enough.
Reasonable. Proceed.
I have 4 bags of Buffalo blue cheese.
Go.
Hers. No.
Go.
Oh, hers.
Buffalo
Go.
blue cheese. Hers puffs. A
Go.
bag of the jalapeno popper ones. And a bag of the white
Man, they're
cheddar
making
popcorn
Cajun
with
ones now. The Cajun ones are real good.
I know. I bought some. I had some for lunch today.
Buy the Cajun kind.
I did.
Are you
And
are you getting endorsements from Hearst? To
Yes,
push
if
the new Cajun?
hers, please endorse us.
The podcast brought to you
Your
by her.
hers. Oh my
They
god.
even got nacho kind.
Like you really
I've only
seem
found
to
those
elbow
once.
your way in there with the whole. Like speaking
are
of
they
Cajun,
yours?
hers
They're
has a
good.
new
Man, they
flavor.
got cheddar and bacon kind.
I got the last
That is
bag of
good.
those.
That sounds wonderful.
They're in my trunk.
Well, till son of a bitch over here, little Jordan son of a bitch took the last bag of the cheese and bacon. Is cheese and bacon?
It's cheddar and bacon.
Cheddar bacon.
They got them pizza flavored ones and
I didn't care too
jalapeno
much for
cheddar.
those. They're okay.
Well, fuck you.
Oh, fuck.
So you were at White Castle.
Oh god.
You were
Okay.
putting your burgers. I
White
think,
Castle in
your-
the trunk.
Put White Castle in the trunk, and then they honk, and I look up. Excuse me. And,
Cajun kind. Flavored.
I'd like to point out that he's over there mainlining beer, so he's just every other word's blah. You all right?
Yep.
Okay.
How are
Cajun
you?
flavor.
And,
Well, sir, proceed.
and I want to get drunk and do this. So I put my burgers in the trunk. And the horn honk. And they honk again. And I look up, and they got their window down. There's some girl. God, I don't know. Probably about.
Can you describe the girl?
It was dark. She was
She was dark.
homely.
It was
I
a dark
guess.
girl?
You people.
No.
Was she ethnic?
No, she was not ethnic.
How very racist.
Just
And,
plain old white.
I'm not a racist. And they're like, "Hey," and I go, "Hi," They honked again, looked up, and she goes, "Hey, baby, I would totally want to lick your asshole sideways." And I just go, "That's nice." And put my burgers back in the trunk. And then she goes, "I'm legal." And I go, "Yeah." And that's my story.
That's it.
That's it.
That's beautiful.
That was a beautiful story. It was well said. Very nicely
and
articulated.
I saw my first bro fist today in Walmart.
Oh, the bro fist.
Mm.
So was it like, did everything get dark around it like it was a stage? Like there was
Everything
a spotlight?
slowed down.
It did?
Mm-hmm.
Explain it. Let's hear about it.
I was just looking in the pizza aisle going to get some frozen pizzas.
Now, what kind of
And-
bros were they? Were they country cousin bros, or were they like tap out shirts,
Kind of like
douchebags
a
with gel
mixture,
hair?
a mixture of both. I
Really?
would say.
That's an interesting
You know,
hybrid.
Lawrenceburg. There's like, come on, like the Lawrenceburg bros.
The
kinda.
Grinch.
It's
Yeah.
a mixture of, yeah.
Yeah, they wear cowboy boots and listen to rap music.
Not quite.
Not quite those
I
bros.
think they're trying.
Like, were they the Walmart parking lot bros, and they
No.
just happened to wander inside
I
for a
think
minute?
so. They're with an older lady. Must have been their mom.
Bros can't go anywhere without their mom. That's
The money's
You're
got to
probably
come
right.
from somewhere. Ooh, bobby pin. Anyway, I just heard like that. It's like, what the fuck?
that's always enough to grab your attention, is it not?
Always,
Always.
because I'm a cranky old bastard.
Well, the first thing to come to your
Yeah.
head was, I hope a good story comes out of this because
Yeah.
I'm taking it somewhere.
And there was some girl nearby in yoga pants, and
Nice.
and I saw them walking down there eyeballing her, and then like one of them was a big, tall, gooky looking motherfucker. He's probably about 6'4", wearing a dirty yellow hoodie with some team on it. I don't know.
So you're telling me you were at Walmart and you saw a big, goofy-looking guy with a dirty hoodie on?
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
This is something you
There
don't
should
see
be
at
a
our
website
high-quality
devoted to
Walmart in
people.
Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only the finest individuals shop here.
There should be a website devoted to people that go to Walmart that dress weird.
I think there is.
There is.
Really.
Yeah, people of
Are you being
Kmart.
sarcastic?
Have you ever been on the internet?
Oh, okay, I was like, you motherfucker.
It's people of Kmart.
I want to hear about this bro fist.
Well,
So the big, tall, goofy guy. And
yeah, and he looked like he was trying to grow a beard, but it hadn't like kind of coursed up yet. You know, when you're younger.
yeah, it's real
Or,
soft.
or like me when I grow one.
Yeah, like Lee's.
Yeah, it looks like somebody threw acid on it. He looks like Lee had a big beard at one time,
Yeah,
but somebody splashed acid on it. So like some places it doesn't
the
grow
patchy
anymore.
beard. It was the teenage sideburn beard,
Ugh.
and
Neck beard.
Nick. It wasn't quite Nick beard. So there was him, big goofy, is kind of hunched over, and then there was the one who was about 5'4", and he was a little skinny rat fucker with a little thin shit stash.
Uh-huh.
And they looked at those girls, and all I heard was, "I'll tell you what, man, oh, man." And then they did the bro fist, and everything slowed down. And
That's beautiful.
it's the
Explosion
first time I've
happened.
seen one in public.
Did it blow all of the cooler doors open, like in succession?
Indeed.
Yeah, I just-
and then frost came
I
over
picture
them, and,
everything
like,
dark, like going dark around it, and like it's like stage lights. It's
And then frost came over the freezer doors in the shape of like barbed wire and tribal tattoos.
oh, it's barbed wire and tribal tattoos. You were at Walmart. That's
I
wonderful.
was.
All right, Joey, what was the name of that game you were talking about?
That would be Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. I don't think I've ever played it.
It's a game that you personally will not play because your television will be in danger of a controller passing through it.
Is it that
And
frustrating?
this brings us
Can
to
be.
our next subject of frustrating video games.
Frustrating video games.
Dating all the way back to Ghosts and Goblins on the Nintendo Entertainment
That was the
System.
first
good
one I was
God.
going to throw up.
Ghost and Goblin.
Yes.
Now, one of the
Fox
flagship
Xanadu.
games of, hey, you
Teenage
made it to
Mutant
the
Ninja
end.
Turtles.
Oh, God, Ninja Turtles
First
was
one?
kind of rough.
Yeah.
First
Yes,
one.
the first one.
But on Ghosts and Goblins, you get all the way to the end. You beat that two-headed fucking thing with a shitty mirror-type shield weapon, and then it tells you, hey, you beat the game, but you're going to have to start over and play it again on hard mode.
No, you.
Yo, you.
I beat you. No, you.
Go with
And it
battle.
had English. Congratulations.
A winner is you.
The winner is you.
Yeah, that was an old wrestling game.
hmm
Yeah,
Winner
a
is-
winner is you.
Yeah.
Get you the hot bullets of shotgun
To
to
die.
die.
I think that was that game was just called Wrestling or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it had like Hulk Hogan in it.
Did it?
I think it did.
There wasn't there like a weird either Japanese or Mexican wrestling game that was made back then. It was just called Pro Wrestling.
Oh, probably, because wasn't there one just called like Karate? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there was.
But I hear that and I always think of Kung Fu with the... Just
That
the-
game was extremely difficult too. That was a frustrating game. I thought.
I go with Battletoads. I know there have been some recently.
I've never played Battletoads.
I can never get past those goddamn whatever scooter level ever.
Yeah, the scooter levels on Battletoads are bar none some of the roughest shit I've ever played. And even, here we go back to hacking on the days of playing games on emulators now. Even when you slow the game down, you think you have a chance, you will still die.
Shadowgate on NES.
Never played it.
Shadowgate, just a little text RPG with pictures on it. That always game. That's one of those games that had that screwed up like adventure game logic, where you use the most random thing and the most weirdest combination, and it somehow worked.
Yeah.
Makes me think of an old literally text-based ASCII RPG on an old
Ugh.
PC I had. One of them where you would move your little cursor that was just happened to be a smiley face across the screen. Walk up to a quote-unquote table made out of brackets and such. And you have to tell your character to pick something up. And if you're not close to it, it'll say, get it yourself.
Oh God, on the
You want to talk about hard games? I'll tell you motherfuckers about hard games. I never made it
Life.
to Oregon.
Oregon Trail?
Yeah, fuck Oregon.
I never made it to Oregon.
He got sent
And
to
after
a
Greeley,
locals.
life. I come from the school of, hard knocks or whatever.
Squishy knocks.
Yeah, my fairly
I like
hard knocks.
squishy knocks.
Yeah, rigid, fairly semi-rigid knocks.
I got there
I
once.
like his squishy knocks.
You got to Oregon?
Yeah, you got to do that little raft mini game at the end of it.
Yeah, let me tell you why. Because as a child, no one sat me down and explained the difference in the ways that you can cross the river, and like how you need. Do you need to like float across? Do you need to try to trudge it? Because it would give you the depth of the river, and you kind of had to figure it out.
Will you ford
And as
the
a
river?
child, I think I was borderline retarded. And the river's like, they're like, it's 36 meters deep, and I'm like, yeah, let's just try
Ford
to
that
ride right.
bitch!
Yeah, let's just forge it. Fuck it.
Ford
Let's just walk right across it.
I always loved shooting like 8 bears.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, you can only carry 90 pounds of meat back.
And what
I was like,
about poop? Poop always died of dysentery every single time. There was always a member of my tribe called Poop, and that son of a bitch, he couldn't. He was just always into shit, always getting dysentery and what have you.
So
Well,
Jordan,
that's
who
kinda
all
fitting.
died on your trail?
Huh?
Who all died on your trail?
It depended on it. I made it through a couple of times, but usually I always died of cholera or dysentery or something. But somebody get a broken leg or whatever, and I just be like, "Fucking forge on."
Yeah.
So then
Poop?
everybody gets sick. I never had poop because I always played it in school, and they get mad at you if you did.
Yeah, I was constantly looking over my shoulder.
You
because
run into you read the epitaph. PP. Here was PP.
I had poop and balls. Balls is usually the last man standing. Jeremy always died along.
You had to pick the banker because the banker started off with much more money.
Yeah,
He was just worse at fixing.
Mr. Butterfield?
he wasn't good for much else,
It took him longer to fix wagon axle.
especially in a day where bank tellers probably make minimum wage. Like, why is he rich? Because he's a teller, or does he own the bank? Or
He was just a banker. That's all it said.
Maybe he's so rich he is the bank.
Willie Beamish frustrated the fuck out of me.
who's that?
It was a point and click adventure game. Still fucking love it. Adventures of Willie Beamish.
I can't do it. I couldn't even do point and click games back in the day when they were the standard.
I love point and click games still.
I can't get into
First
it.
Clock Tower.
Yeah, couldn't do it. Now I
I
played the
actually
Clock
tried-
Tower that was released on PlayStation. I guess it was still kind of a point and click,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Then there was that one on Super Nintendo that never came here. I had to download it in college.
Like a lot of people talked about the Walking Dead video game.
That's what I was going to cue in on. Telltale's Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Heard good things
I actually
about
tried it, and it's
I
not
like
bad. It's very difficult.
And I'm the world's biggest Back to the Future fan, as everyone knows. And I really wanted to play the
it. I
Telltale.
loved that game.
I couldn't. I just.
Oh my god! It starts off like
I never attempted it just because it's a Telltale game. It's a point.
it starts off like Marty having a flashback of what happened in the parking lot, and then it starts up, and the fucking titles come up and it goes blah 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 blah. It's awesome, and then when you finally beat it, it plays fucking Power of Love.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's great.
I could try to go back, I guess, and look at it, but the fact that it's a point and click game just kind of turns me off of it. I don't know what it is.
It's kind of a mixture of both.
Yeah.
You know, it's not 100% point and click.
I'm a real action adventure. Like, I can't get into RPGs. I never could. And I'm ashamed of myself because I always ask you guys, hey, what game should I play? I'm running out of, ideas for games to
Final
play.
Fantasy 7.
And they throw out Final
not-
Fantasy.
do not
games.
We're
Get me
not getting
started.
off on this tangent today. We will cover it at a later time.
No, now and forever.
Do a damn entire episode devoted to Final Fantasy 7.
When I go to Dragon Con this year, I got my new Sid Highwind jacket I made. Mom and Dad got me the little speaker
Yeah.
that you can use. They're really good. That go with your iPhones and iPods, and it's so small, it's compact. So this year, if they do another photo shoot, Final Fantasy photo shoot, they usually have one every year. I'm going to stick it in my pocket, and I'm going to walk up playing "Hair of the Dog" by Nazareth.
Is that a thing?
What?
Indeed.
Is that relevant?
It's kind of like a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, no, I get the speaker. I just mean, what does the Hair of the Dog have to do with
'Cause
Final
Sid's a-
Fantasy?
Because now you're messing with a son of a bitch.
Yeah, Sid Highwind's like a chain smoking asshole. He's great.
Oh,
So
I
it
thought
totally
had some
relates.
kind of poignant reference to the game or something.
Like when I'm in that costume, I'm allowed to be a little bit,
you're allowed to be a
abrasive.
dick.
Not a dick, but I'm allowed to cuss and be kind of a dick.
And how's that different from any other time?
None. That's why I did Sid.
It's perfect.
Because I sit outside.
The costume was an extension of yourself.
Yeah, because I sit outside and chain smoke, and everybody thinks I'm in character. And I'm like, yay.
That seems perfect. Seems like you found the perfect costume.
I'm too fat to be Kefka now, though. So I've gained like fucking a lot.
Yeah, and again, I have no idea who these people are. I know from the pictures that are on your Facci book, but other than that, yeah, it's Italian.
I can still be Sweet Tooth just because I'm fat. So
yeah, Sweet Tooth, I know. I enjoy
I
Twisted
can be
Metal.
King Hippo.
Yeah, I was gonna go as Bear Hugger.
Bear Hugger.
Yeah, I was gonna do Bear Hugger.
Well, we can do that at the Lexington Comic Con if we go.
Yeah.
Or are we going to do the Beagle Boys? What are we going to do?
I'll do the Beagle Boys because I have stubborn belly fat.
Okay.
Is Jillian Michaels not helping you get that off?
Yeah, Relicor's a piece of shit lie.
Well, I think with Beagle Boys, all we got to do is pretty much just all order the same red shirt and the hat. The jeans don't. I don't think the jeans and boots really matter so much.
Need a manhole cover.
Oh, for King Hippo?
Mm-hmm.
I'll help you. I still want you to be Wreck-It Ralph.
That's a good one.
Joey would be a good Wreck-It Ralph.
My arms just are not nearly that big.
Foam.
Yeah.
And stubborn belly fat.
That seems to be a recurring issue with you.
It's a recurring issue with all of us, I believe.
It always was.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and speak to that. Stubborn, everything fat. Speaking of fat,
Yes.
I was at Walmart the other day,
Yes.
and there were a lot of fat people there. I was going to launch into something here, but Jordan just doesn't want to touch on it. He's not feeling it tonight.
I'm not feeling it right now.
So we will touch down on this later, and it's an issue that everyone probably knows and probably disdains.
They're trying to get me to do some segment called what Jordan hates, or you know what I hate with Jordan, or whatever. And
Shit Jordan hates. And this entire podcast, from my standpoint, has been devoted to trying to find some kind of way to hook Jordan into this. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, we have a segment called "Shit Jordan Hates." That's
I'll
not
get
in
there.
any way
I'll get there one day. I gotta feel it to get really mad.
We'll find a good segue.
Feeling good
at some point.
Just get me on a night when I'm like.
That's what it's all. It's all about segue. It's all about the transition into it. And we're dead air.
Sorry, what?
We're dead air.
You're dead air.
All right, I think that's going to do it for us. That's our. I guess we'll wrap up our pilot episode, our maiden voyage.
Just bear with us. We'll find our rhythm.
Yeah.
Working on it.
We's gonna find
We'll
something
iron
good
out
to
those
chat about.
Cankles.
Did you say iron out the cankles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You looked at me when you said that.
Burst fucking spider veins on hip fat. It's a Patton Oswalt reference. I can't make up anything. I just
Uncle
steal
Touchy.
from everybody.
Did you ever watch the story about Johnny Lawrence? Did you ever listen to that? He did it on
Yeah,
a podcast.
you listen
hear
to it. Yeah.
That was one. I think I'm not the biggest Patton Oswalt fan. I likes a lot of his stuff,
Oh yeah.
but that was probably the best thing.
That
with Johnny
reminds me.
Lawrence. What's that?
Ray Jackson backstory. Go. Or you
That's-
want to save that for another time?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to save that because we're running out of time on here. So we're
All
going
right,
to cut it here. But we will definitely touch on the Ray Jackson backstory. I want to write it up. I want it to be beautiful. Don't need a lot of uns and a lot of.
We're gonna try to work on something called backstory, where we just take random characters from movies and we come up with backstories.
Just totally 100%.
Ray Jackson's from Bloodsport. For all you heathens out there who've never fucking
For all
watched
you
that
fucking-
wonderful movie.
Yeah, pass up such a beautiful cinematic experience. I mean,
Young Forrest Whitaker.
yes, a young Forrest Whitaker and a young Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a young big muscular-titted Japanese guy who always plays a big muscular-titted Japanese
His
villain.
name's something Bolo.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, we can forget Ogre.
Ogre.
Ogre's in there, yeah. We'll have to hit that on another issue.
Frankie!
I think that's going to do it for the Burg Nerds here on our pilot episode. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Lee.
I'm Joe.
I'm Jordan.
And we're going to call it a night.
The Bird Nerds. We were the Bird Nerds. Just sitting around talking about stuff. The Bird Nerds. That was the Bird Nerds. Just
just sitting around talking about shit.